Hello, my name is Lola, and I'm going to be talking to you guys about rejection. Rejection. You just got rejected. Okay, no. But yeah, I'm going to be talking about rejection in today's video. I'm pretty sure you guys all been through it at some point in your life, whether it's with friendship, family, a job. Well, I'm going to start by defining rejection for you guys. Rejection is defined as the dismissal or refusal of idea or purpose. I'm pretty sure we all felt, the aftermath of, being rejected. You know that gut-wrenching feeling that you feel, your heart pounding through your chest, or when your eyes swell up with tears. Okay, that was very poetic, but yeah, we all, felt bad about being rejected. But why do those feelings arise? Why does being rejected feels so bad? Why does the word no hurt so much, It's just a two-letter word, no. But why does this have so much of an impact on our psyche? I can tell you why. It's because being rejected inflicts the same pain receivers as, stubbing your toe or throwing out your back. Constantly being rejected, like I said, whether it's with a job, a romantic interest, it's like stubbing your toe multiple times in the same area. And when you stub your toe or throw out your back, you may take extra precautions so those things may not happen to you again. You might avoid the same area that reminds you of, you know, when you threw out your back or stubbed your toe. It's the same thing like rejection. You might just avoid situations that you may get rejected in. But like I said, why? We should easily be able to pick ourselves back up once we get rejected. Why do those feelings, linger on for such a long time and have such an impact on our psyche and our self-esteem? When we get rejected, our perceived value tends to drop. Rejection seems to have to do with other people's perception of us and not who we really are. But why is that important? Why people's perception of us so important? It's because back in the Stone Ages or whatever, when we were Neanderthals, I don't know how to pronounce the word, but yeah, that word. We had to rely on each other for, protection, hunting, and gathering. So if you were rejected or exiled from a group, that automatically meant death. And death is bad. So now, at least subconsciously in modern days, we think, oh, rejection equals death, and that carries us out to the present day. That's why we try our best to be at least accepted or tolerated by others in, certain groups. Belonging to a group gives us some sort of identity, a feeling of belonging. It gives us a value, a purpose. It helps us feel less lonely on earth. The feeling of belonging can send endorphins running through your body, because if you feel like you belong, that means you're doing something right, and the reward system gets triggered. People agree and appreciate us, so yeah, that's a good thing. When that's disrupted, by getting rejected, that can leave feelings of being angry, sad, disdain, distraught, incompetence. Because low-key, subconsciously, you may feel like, if I can't even be accepted by a group of people, what am I doing with my life? What am I doing wrong? Is it me? Honestly, I feel or get rejected like all the time. Like all the time. Whether it's with friends, family, associate, workplace, romantic interest. I get rejected because either, the way I look, the way I talk, how I wear my hair, the way I dress, things I talk about, how I think. Family not accepting me, friends not accepting me. My most recent form of rejection came through a job I was applying for, internship, a postgraduate internship I was looking at. To sum up a long story, a recruiter reached out to me. I went through a 3-part job application. It took about a month long, the process. A month I got dragged. A month. A month I got let on. So first part was me answering online questions in a timely manner. The second part, I had to choose 1 out of 10 questions and to answer, and I had to write an essay and like return it. And the third part was, yeah, the interview. The long interview. The first part of the interview went well. It was with 2 people from the company. They both introduced themselves and said what they did. And the second part of the interview, I had to introduce myself and say what I did, like what uni, my major, which is economics, by the way. This was for economic consultancy. And yeah, the third part, I had to answer some economic consultancy based questions, which was, they were okay because I low-key studied for them, because I reckon that some of the questions that I didn't answer from the short answers were gonna be asked at the interview. So I did study. And yeah, I thought the interview went well, decently. I did what everybody says to do. I asked questions at the end. I seemed interested. I was very interactive. Yeah, I showed a lot of interest. So yeah, a couple of days later, I got the email stating that my interpersonal skills were good and my CV was great, but some of the economic answers lacked the detail that they were looking for, which I can understand. I didn't answer the questions to their liking, but however, before the interview, the recruiter emailed me saying that they weren't looking for perfect economic consultants. They're mainly looking at my interpersonal skills and how quickly I answer questions and how I react under pressure. So when it came back saying that I was rejected, I was slightly confused because she said my interpersonal skills were great, and that's what she was looking for, my interpersonal skills. But and she said she also wasn't looking for perfection. But when I showed that I wasn't perfect, I get rejected. So it kind of confused me in a way. I don't know, it just reminded me like a real world instance when people are like, oh, be yourself. But then they reject you for being yourself. So it's like the same thing. People want you to be a modified version of yourself, not truly you. They want you to be a socially acceptable person. They want you they want you to be like them, a tailored version. They want you to be malleable to their needs, other people's needs, not truly yourself. But in a way, if you do all of that, you if you do end up changing for these people that you call your friends, you're in a way rejecting yourself because that's not truly you. So it's like you're damned if you do and damned if you don't. You either tailor yourself to fit world standards or just be yourself. So the world will reject you or you will reject you. But let me tell y'all this. It's better for the world to reject you than you to reject you, because at the end of the day, you have to live with yourself and die with yourself. No one on earth has to live with you except for you. I mean, at least 24/7. No one lives with you 24/7 except for you. You're the only one that has to live with, your thoughts, your actions. So you might as well, accept yourself, because you're in this body 24/7. So you might as well fully love it and say F you to the people that don't love it, because if people can't fully accept you, then what's the purpose of them being in your life? So yeah, I was kind of bummed out when it came back as no, at least for like the whole day. I don't know, I just felt inadequate, that I wasn't good enough to get the job. I wasn't smart enough. But why am I letting this job that I didn't want, really? Because I was mostly just doing it because the internship paid decently. I was just mostly just doing it for the money. Cause in the interview, they said that the work-life balance was okay. And when you're asking certain questions like that, it's how they say it. Cause obviously they're not gonna say, "Oh, the work-life balance is shit. Do not join us." They said it was gonna be long hours, closer to project due dates. So I would have to stay in the office, do extra hours when it's close to a project deadline with no extra pay for close to minimum wage, well, close to London living wage. So, and that equals barely any pay, more hours at the office just to participate in this rat race. And honestly, I just want to do something more fulfilling. That's my main goal in life, just to do something fulfilling, because you're at work more than you see your friends, more than you see your family. So you might as well be doing something fulfilling and not some monotonous job that just drags your life away. So, and if you're doing a monotonous job that you hate, you'll be hating most of your life because most of your life you're at work. So, yeah, so right now I'm just trying to find, my passion. So yeah, I guess to sum this all up, I could say that rejection could be a good thing sometimes. It inspired me to make this video about rejection and inspired me to make this YouTube channel also. So this is one of the many topics I'll be doing. So lastly, I'd like to ask you guys, what do you guys want out of life? What do you guys see yourself doing in 5, 10, 20 years? And overall, rejection is God's protection. So it could push you into doing something that you actually like. The blocked off road paths can lead you to the correct road path. So the rejection can lead you to what you really want. And down the line, I feel like most people realize why they got rejected in a certain thing. It could be, and usually they end up being sometimes grateful for it, because that thing you got rejected from, if it happened to you, it might not be good for future you. The future you that could be 5, 10 years from now. The future you that could be from tomorrow. The future you that could be from months, weeks from now. Overall, I learned to take this whole experience of, being rejected and just rejection in general to, like, to further look withinward instead of, projecting outward. Instead of taking what everybody thinks of me or may think of me and just looking inward for validation overall. And yeah, rejection could be a good thing. It may, push you towards your dreams instead of, settling for something you may not really want. It may just be what everybody else wants for you, but deep inside you want to do something else. So that rejection can push you towards, bigger and better dreams. At least hopefully. I don't want to sound too corny, but yeah, that's how I look at it. So trying to flip the negative to a positive. And yeah, it encouraged me to make this video and talk to you guys. So I guess that's one positive thing I got out of it. And yeah, so that's the end of my video. Like and subscribe. I don't want to sound too much like a YouTuber. So yeah, but and let me know down below what you think of it. And yeah.